mind, like Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or things like Chupacabra. It's starting to appear that this might be the reason so many of these creatures are so elusive. What do you think about this theory applying to other things?
Well, yeah, I actually do go along that path for the most part. I mean, the book that I wrote on Nessie, which has got the stunningly original title of Nessie, that one focuses on the supernatural aspect of the story. For example, the famous occultist Aleister Crowley actually had a house on the shores of Loch Ness called Boleskine House.
Lights over Phoenix on March 13th.
That's right. I got my hands on, because it happened in my own backyard. Usually I test evidence for other investigators, ranging from Marina Popovich of the former Soviet Union, Jaime Maussan in Mexico. Sure. All over the world. I've tested some of the more infamous cases. You never hear about the ones where I find the hoax. You only hear about the ones where someone has some story to sell or tell about the most recent sighting. So when the Phoenix Lights case came about, and a number of the investigators, including Bill Hamilton, that I have a high regard for, got involved in the case, I was asked to, and did indeed, test the video and the pictures that came about as part of the evidence.
And what did you find?
Well, initially, as I do in most cases, I set out to find out what it's not. Like fingerprints on a doorknob. You have fingerprints of an unknown, and you attempt to match it to something that is known.
So you look frame by frame, and you're looking for fraud, of course.
Well, we look for fraud, we look for Hale-Bopp, we look for planets, we look for stars, we look for airplane lights, we looked for flares over and over and over
Plugged
again.
in, ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Flares. And
I'm ready to get this over with.
my colleagues Michael Tanner and I have been working together for about
get this
20
over
years
with.
in various UFO cases. Most of them never reach the public. But Michael handled investigating and following up on witness reports that came to us from Peter up in Seattle.
Peter Davenport.
Peter Davenport. And MUFON, to the degree that they had collected names and followed up somewhat, there were some controversies at the beginning.
Wow. All right, we got a subscription subscribed at Tier 1. Tom Chain subscribed at Tier 1 for 11 months. All right, let's get this thing going. Why don't we? Let's do it. Whoa! It's time once again for another episode of the Cool Stream. Bye-bye.
The Cool Stream.
Ready to do it again? Ready to kick it off and go crazy up here? We've got another spooky episode for Spooky Month. Wow! It's the Cool Stream, everybody. It's time to do another episode. It's early. It's coffee, and it's fall. Once again, I hope everyone has their pumpkin spice lattes ready to go. Sit back, relax, crack open your laptop, and get ready to get scared, because it's a spooky episode today. We're talking about some of these creepy entity type of guys out there, and ghostly apparitions and things of that nature. It's going to be scary and schooly and fun. That's right, it's the Cool Stream. We're talking about some of the craziest, coolest and stuff on the web, and also some weird stuff, too. Don't you know? Yeah, ready to do it. Another episode of the Cool Stream. I'm trying to get jacked up and jazzed and ready to go. Ready to deliver you some weird stuff today. We're talking Men in Black. We're talking creepy guys, the Black-Eyed Kids, Skinwalker Ranch, and things of that nature. Some of the paranormal stuff that you know and love. Ready to get spooked. Glad it's during the day, that's right. It'd be too scary. Because it's the Cool Stream. We talk about crazy stuff. This week it's spooky month, so it's all kinds of spooky things. This is sort of an episode, sort of cryptid related, but they're creepy humanoid type cryptids, and so we're calling them creepy guys and creepy entities. So I couldn't think of a good name really for it, especially Will Smith, that's right, and Tommy Lee Jones, and Tommy Lee, the other guy. That's right, it's the Cool Stream. This is the big intro. And everybody's in the chat. Thanks for joining us today.
The Cool Stream.
Wow. We got a subscription too. From How Intensive. Subscribed for 8 months. Wow. Thanks for subscribing. It's the Cool Stream.
The Cool Stream.
Yeah, there they are. Look at these freaks. Here come the Men in Black. Bow, bow, bow. That's right. We're talking about them. We're talking about all kinds of other creepy entities. A young Tommy Lee Jones. And who I'm thinking of the drummer guy that showed off his wang. Tommy Lee. The How Intensive? Go on, vote for him for the #1 Twitter account. That's right, it's the Cool Stream. It's from the Wall Street Journal. It's creepy time. Some spooky, scary stories to tell all the kids around the campfire today. So let's talk about it. What's there to talk about? Well, we've got the Men in Black. We're going to start off with the Skinwalker Ranch. That's a creepy thing. There's just all kinds of stuff going on there. UFOs. It's all just a little bit of everything today. Turn on the sound alerts. Oh no, is it not working? We're gonna do some behind the scenes stuff. Uh-oh, I guess I did turn it off. Sorry about that. Sound alerts are on. So you can do the free sound. Free sound for all. I just kept the same one from last week to the ghost sound. Alright, I gotta drink some more coffee. I gotta get into this and get creeped out. What else are we gonna talk about? I'm not sure. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Wait a second. What the heck is going on? Someone's taking control of my computer. They're sending them. It's the Serpents Sons. Oh no!
Greetings, Beowulf. We are the Serpents Sons. What? We have been waiting for your response to our messages. Perhaps you've not taken our request seriously. It would be such a pity if something terrible happened to your friend, Mr. Rudeguy.
Oh no!
Perhaps
Mr. Rudeguy
should remove one of his fingers
Oh no!
or an ear. Maybe then you would finally listen.
No, not
Think
Mr.
the
Rudeguy.
Truth Seekers will help you now. Those fools. They are merely puppets for the Cabal. But no matter.
What?
We will destroy them in due time. But first, you must reveal to us the identity of the Oracle.
Oh no, I can't do that.
This is not a request.
I told him I wouldn't do that.
This is a demand.
Crap.
Send us his true identity so we may deal with him. And your friend Mr. Rudeguy will be returned unharmed. This is the last time we will attempt to contact you. The choice is yours, Beowulf.
Oh crap. Speaking of spooky stuff, The Serpents Sons. Oh no, I forgot about them. Forgot all about that. Oh no, of course, as you know, they've got Mr. Rudeguy. He's been captured by the Serpents Sons. And don't negotiate with terrorists. Oh no, I'm trying not to, but they've got my friend, Mr. Rudeguy. I'm going to report it to the police. Well, the police know about it. The Ukrainian police and Interpol, they all know about it, but no one seems to is going to do anything about it for some reason. The Serpent Sons are too powerful, so they're threatening. Mr. Rudeguy knew the risks. I guess he's not been in. I don't think he's with Zoom Dragon anymore. I hope this isn't another hoax being pulled on me. But if I don't give them the identity of the Oracle, they're gonna do something to Mr. Rudeguy. They're gonna hurt him physically. We don't want that. We want him to come back in full health and to be able to do his gamer stream again. Oh crap! I told the Truth Seekers I wasn't gonna reveal the Oracle, and I guess I'll just. I can't reveal it now. That would be bad. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to think about this. But I do know the identity of the Oracle. Okay, I'll just say it there. And now the decision is up to me. Do I negotiate with the terrorists to free Mr. Rudeguy? Do I stick with the Truth Seekers and keep his identity secret and fight with Zoom Dragon? I feel like I'm just stuck in between these two things. I don't know what to do. See if they can trade Ninja for Mr. Rudeguy. Maybe. It seems like they would have captured someone with a higher profile. Not that Mr. Rudeguy is not popular. He's popular over in Russia and Eastern Europe, but this is just too much to deal with. The Serpent Sons, they're going to attack Mr. Rudeguy. They're going to kill him. Well, I'll have to think about it. I've been thinking about it. I've been debating what to do. I don't really take sides in this matter, but they've captured my friend, and all I can do is just cooperate with their demands. I think maybe that's what the authorities would probably want me to do. This is sort of like a hostage negotiation. But what are they going to do with the Oracle? I don't know. Anyway, it's tough stuff. I was trying to just do some creepy fun stuff, but now we have to keep dealing with this. And maybe we'll get back to normal someday. The Truth Seekers, what are we gonna do? Well, let's just do the show and I'll think about it. I'll have to do this in private over a secured channel. Maybe Paradox can open up a secured line of communication and see if we can figure something out. Maybe I can still get Mr. Rudeguy not reveal the identity. That would probably be the best course of action. Okay. Let's do the show. Let's do it. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Skinwalker Ranch. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Well, it's one of the creepiest places on Earth. Skinwalker Ranch. If you in Uintah County, Utah. It's located in the Uintah Basin of northeast Utah, the Skinwalker Ranch, also known as Sherman Ranch and the UFO Ranch. It's filled with myths and mysteries, including UFOs, cattle's mutilations, and crop circles. That's where George Lucas lives. Skinwalker, Luke Skinwalker, and Darth Skinwalker. Navajo witches called Skinwalkers. And these things are creepy. Let's see if there's something about them. It's a Native American legend in the area. So it's a little bit... Here they are, the witches of the Southwest. It's from Navajo culture. A skinwalker is a type of harmful witch. It's able to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. And goes on all fours. Witchcraft. So it's a little bit... The obsession with the skinwalker is a little bit weird. barefoot is legal. Stealing some of these cultural myths and turning them into these legends, turning them into these, appropriating, I guess, some of these stories and things to be creepy legends and cryptoids and stuff. They use witchcraft to direct spiritual forces to cause harm or misfortune. The Navajo witchcraft is known as the witchery way, which uses human corpses in various ways, such as tools from the bones, curses. Oh my gosh. So they think the Skinwalker Ranch is haunted by these Native American curses and stuff. They're able to take possession of the bodies of human victims if a person locks eyes with them. The witch can make its victims do and say the things they wouldn't do otherwise. Like if you're on a Zoom call, it'd make you do something you weren't trying to do. There's a picture of one of them. Looks like a goat. Looks like the Goat Man. Freaky. So this is it kills out of anger, greed, anger, envy, spite, or revenge. Has been blamed for all manner of unexpected struggles and tragedies through the years. It was most apparent with the Navajo witch purge, which evolved from a cultural response to so many people moving across and onto their lands. The Navajo were expelled from their lands and forced to march to New Mexico, the Long Walk of the Navajo. The tribe was said to have turned into shape-shifting to escape the terrible conditions. Dang. That's just terrible. So, let's see. They thought they saw some shape-shiftings, something jumping out of a ditch. It was described as a black, hairy thing, and it wore short and pants. And it was me, after I didn't have my coffee. They noticed 3 dark forms of men outside their fence. However, the shadowy creatures were seemingly unable to climb the fence. I guess they're not that powerful. And then we come to the Skinwalker Ranch and the UFO Ranch. It has a history of UFOs, aliens, cattle mutilation, crop circles near the Ute Indian Reservation. They thought the Navajo put a curse on their tribe in retribution for many transgressions. The Skinwalker has plagued the Ute people. The Skinwalkers, they're hard to kill, and attempts have been unsuccessful. Trying to kill one will often result in the witch seeking revenge. You need a powerful shaman that can turn the Skinwalker's evil back upon itself. Or you can shoot it with bullets. So it's like a werewolf. Crazy. It's a Native American legend. Kind of interesting. An interesting history involved in that. But then we get into the ranch, and some people had the ranch, and it was on the path of the Skinwalker. People were forbidden to go near the property. So then it talks about the Civil War and the Long Walk of the Navajo, the Skinwalker. They've been seen in the area, and witches and stuff. They look like humans with dog heads smoking cigarettes. I wonder why they need to stop smoking. It's bad for you. And bullets will fix anything. They have coal red eyes, and they've taken pictures of very large tracks. So let's see. So the ranch, we're getting to the ranch. I'm not talking about what you dip your French fries and your pizza in. I'm talking about Skinwalker Ranch. It's scary. It was a homestead in 1905, and it had some buildings and stuff. And then it was occupied with some different people until 1987. And they didn't make any reports of any strange stuff going on. But there were other reports of UFOs, even back to when Spanish explorers were searching. They noticed UFOs. A science teacher even investigated some of the UFOs. Under 400 sightings in the Uintah Basin. Holy crap. They saw living beings in the windows or portholes of the UFOs. So then a bunch of other couples moved in. Let's see. I'm just reading through this here. Even kitchen cabinets, where they bolted the doors and the cabinets. Different wolves, and I had the Sasquatches there too. They saw some strange areas. It's happening in the basin, which the ranch is part of the basin, and this is part of Utah. And you can see the UFOs. It says it's happening all over this basin, the Uintah Basin. Seeing crafts over their campfires. I saw the Sasquatch. Included weird animals like Sasquatch, multicolored birds, and beasts resembling the Bigfoot. And different cattle mutilations too. Strange lights, UFOs, dead cows with a peculiar hole in its eyeball. What? It's been mutilated. Bunch of cattle disappearing, mutilations. The last straw, he saw a blue orb. And the dogs chased the orb around. Huh. So some people wrote a book about it. Vanishing mutilated cattle, animals with piercing red eyes that were not injured when struck by bullets, visible objects, magnetic fields, crop circles, Bigfoots. So here we go. And then we get into this guy, Robert Bigelow. He's a believer in UFOlogy, the National Institute for Discovery Science. He bought the ranch for $200,000. And he began to establish a compound with high-tech equipment and security guards and stuff, so they could gather information about the Bigfoots and the UFOs and the cattle mutilation, but they didn't find anything. So he was this billionaire guy. That's where all the cryptids go, take their vacation. Go out to the desert. No one will bother you here. Let's see. The Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program. And they funded by the U.S. Department of Defense to study UFOs on Skinwalker Ranch, and Harry Reid was involved. He sent $22 million for the UFO study. Isn't that weird? It was funded at the request of Harry Reid. And he's a Democrat. It was Soros is what it was. He's been interested in space phenomenon and a friend of Robert Bigelow. Weird. Hillary's involved. Parts of the study remain classified. They've never acknowledged the existence of the program, but it was shut down in 2012. So he funneled a bunch of money to his friend Bigelow for the Skinwalker Ranch program. Man, this is legendsofamerica.com. I got a lot of info on here. So then they sold the ranch, 2016. The company disbanded. Representative ranch owner Adamantium Real Estate. Maybe X-Man, and the X-Men's are over there. Wolverine. Maybe he's a skinwalker. There's no access to the property today. Some other guy bought it though. I have something on that. Spooky anomalies. Some people from the University of Alabama at Huntsville are investigating Skinwalker Ranch. There's a docu-series, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Demon rats. Creepy stuff. 512 parcel of picturesque desolation. So these people at the are helping with a new TV show. Yeah, I wish I could get some ad money for plugging all these different TV shows, like the Project Blue Book show, and now this Secret of Skinwalker Ranch TV show, a research team, and this docu-series. So another billionaire bought this damn place, Brandon Fugal. He bought it from Bigelow in 2016, and he's going to do investigations now. But now it's a TV show. Produced by Prometheus, who produced The Curse of Oak Island, Ancient Aliens, and some other stuff. The Tesla Files. Mr. Fugal. Mr. Foodgull.
Oh, it's so good.
They were intrigued by the ideas, so they've got some different people doing STEM, and people from NASA and Huntsville, Alabama, going in and doing research on the Skinwalker Ranch. SMAP. And SMAP is there too. The system does production and a bunch of other stuff. So it's kind of interesting. They're doing science over there. I expect it to be creepier. It's cool. There's a TV crew there. The Skinwalker Ranch team. And they're just doing stuff, investigating. So that's pretty much what this is about. Let's do a video now. Let's do some videos. Google. We need to get some energy flowing in here. Something more exciting. It's creepy out there. Whoops.
I'm getting freaking spooked right now. God damn, what the hell is that smell? Space Wolf Research. What? Maybe a weird animal was getting killed over there? Big, huge figure. UFOs, bear. Choose your own adventure. It's paranormal hotbed. You want to come see UFOs? You want to see Sasquatch? Shapeshifters? Chupacabra. You got it all here, man. Skinwalker Ranch.
Bigfoot, UFOs. Everybody's out there hanging out.
You guys. Tonight, we're finally gonna intentionally go out on a recon mission around Skinwalker Ranch.
What?
Very Skinwalker Ranch.
And this was
heard about on the TV
like
show,
a few weeks
or maybe
ago.
You've seen the documentary.
It's
for real.
Spooked.
Just got off work duty, working the day shift, so my night is wide open. It's not going to take us too much time, but we're going to do a perimeter recon around the Skinwalker Ranch here in Utah. That fine lady there inside the top stop. I asked her
Getting
how long she's lived here
at the gas
and then
station.
you went to Basin. She said about 10 years.
The Basin.
I said,
Utah Basin.
Have you ever had any
Freaking
supernatural experiences? She said, oh no, but I've heard about it. She said, oh no, I've heard about it and the Skinwalker Ranch and all that business. And I said, oh well, I'm going to go take a drive around it tonight. She's like,
I got a new sound drop.
Anybody want some of that candy?
That's what I would do if I saw the Skinwalker. Give it some Reese's Pieces.
Anybody want some of that candy?
That's just fun. We're about to summon some ghosts with that.
I'm like, yeah. I said I've been out there a few times already. And she's like, oh, you gotta watch out. That stuff's really serious. I was like, haha, yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
And she said, no, you gotta be real careful. I said, well, I'm not gonna go inside the place. I'm just gonna drive around the perimeter of it. And she says, oh, well, you gotta be careful. You might get sucked in. Stranger things have happened. It's like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah, it was on Netflix.
And she seemed genuinely concerned, to be honest with you.
What's that thing called? Stranger Things?
That's what we're going to do tonight. I'm just heading out of town here at Roosevelt, Utah, where I work. Let me tell you how I came to discover... Maybe I should turn on my headlights. The Skinwalker Ranch phenomenon. Okay? I live in Ogden, Utah. It's about a 3-hour drive from here, but I have to work out here for about a week at a time. And so... the first hitch, my first week-long work hitch that I came out here, I walk in the door, and on the TV show I think it's on the History Channel, is this TV
watching
show
too much TV.
called Skinwalker Ranch, something or other. And the guys, my crew, there's like 4 or 5 people in there. They're all glued to the TV. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is this? What is a Skinwalker Ranch?
I've never watched the show now.
And they said, oh man, it's a Skinwalker Ranch. It's like, it's nearby here somewhere. I was like, what? They're making a TV show nearby here.
What?
Okay, sure. What's that all about?
This is Jeremy Adventures.
So I just kind of caught,
This is what this... It's Jeremy Adventures. I thought this guy was a paranormal guy. I guess he just goes around and does stuff. So they were watching the TV show, him and the team. Is that all this is? Just him drinking his drink? Maybe I should look up part 2 as well. So when they get there.
Out here, some maybe 10 years ago or something. Like, he's been out here. So he brought some notoriety to it. And then I found numerous other YouTube videos talking about it as well. And then
it's never history on the History Channel.
Skinwalkerranch.org. It's a website. And so on there, it's kind of a collection of all of the photographic evidence that has been collected over all the years. And all this nonsense. And so check it out. It's a pretty good source of information if you want to find out what there is to know about this place. So I did all that research, and so I still, again, wasn't giving it much thought.
This is a good website.
And it was maybe about 4 weeks
this
ago.
This guy didn't even believe in any of this
I was pulling a ship with
crap.
the crew, and somebody was commenting about some stuff I had posted on Facebook. They were telling me that I should probably get and rent this documentary. And it's the documentary put out by the same guy that did the Bob Lazar Area 51 documentary.
Bob Lazar.
So I was like, well, seems pretty legit. I had already seen that documentary. He made a decent.
So he's just talking about what documentaries he's seen. Okay, I thought he was going to go into the ranch. Well, I didn't even think to look up a Skinwalker Ranch, the official website. But man, this thing is pretty sweet. Check this thing out, the skinwalkerranch.org. There's a forum on this thing. The entities, that's what we're talking about, all the different entities. Photographs, videos, files, PDFs, maps, all the stuff you could ever want. Brandon Fugel. Skinwalker Ranch with Joe Rogan. The Basin. Jesse Ventura. Entire episode of... Scientists versus aliens. Oh, that sounds cool. Some interviews. Different articles from 1996. Oh no. I'm all... it's me, Joe Rogan, Jesse Ventura, MUFON. MUFON.org. Let's get into UFO stuff. Alright, this is going to be boring. So it's just some guys talk about aliens.
Well, that's kind of quaint. That's kind of weird. Okay, signed it anyway. Didn't think
That's
about it
kind of
much
weird.
until later when things got pretty strange. One thing they noticed when they moved into that, keep in mind that that facility right there, that white trailer in the corral. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. They noticed that
Is
they moved
this
into the house
Skinwalker
that there were
Ranch?
thick metal stakes in the ground at both ends of the house, by both of the doors. Stakes that
It's a nice
had
ranch.
these heavy chains on them, presumably to hang on to big guard dogs that were situated at both doors. And then they
Whoa.
noticed that all the doors
That's where they
had
keep the
bolts on
Bigfoot.
both sides. Not only the doors inside the house, but the doors in bedrooms.
Whoa.
closets, things
It's a
of
little
that sort.
pumpkin
These
with the
people were
logo in it.
security
That's cool.
Crazy. We'll look at some of the big dramatic events involving UFOs
getting
and beings
distracted.
and things like that. And I'll just tell you, it's the little events that really get to me. The little tiny things that raise the
Whoa.
goosebumps on my skin. In a nutshell, things started moving around. Inanimate objects. Somehow become animated. Everyday tools or dishes or possessions seemingly pursued their own agendas.
Dang,
At
this is
first, it
happening
was
on the
something
ranch.
irritating. Tom Gorman, the dad of the family, was out in the pasture. He's using a post hole digger. Sets it right, in front of
I
him.
wanna see the
Takes a drink of
video.
water, wipes his brow, looks around. It's gone.
Whoa.
It's gone.
It's like a poltergeist. Okay, let's see if we can find some pictures or something. Videos. Photos or videos? Let's start. Let's see if we can see some pictures. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Supposed Masonic symbol. That's when you know something's up. It's probably a treasure. Probably a treasure sign or something. A Masonic symbol. Okay. It's like someone just carved their name. So they made Star Wars. Path of the Skinwalker. An ancient road leading to the ranch. Okay. I don't see any monsters, any ghoulies or ghosties. Transparent egg. Okay, I gotta see that. Unusual transparent egg-shaped object hovering above the ranch. Oh, there it is. It's a little orb. Okay, that's not very exciting. Is that it? Oh, it's an unknown. There's some black helicopters circling about the ranch. Is this it? Is this all the photo evidence? Unexplainable phenomenon. It's a balloon-shaped egg. Oh, here we go. What is this? What? Alien selfie. Okay. Oh, here we go. A skinwalker is a bulletproof wolf, reported by so many. It looks like a little coyote. A deranged coyote. Here's a shadow creature. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Whoa. I can't even make sense of what I'm seeing there. It's so crazy. Oh, here we go. The UFO. What? Alien. Let's see. Apparently they were sucking up a column of bugs into a funnel in that day in the sky. 3 UFOs near Skinwalker Ranch. Apparently they were sucking up a column of bugs into a funnel in the sky. Apparently so. That's just a thing that they do. Need to get some bugs. It's for their breakfast. Here's a UFO. What? What else could it be? Sucking up their breakfast. There's a bunch of UFOs. Oh, here's a cool picture. A native touching one of the shadow skinwalkers. Whoa. And maybe we'll get to shadow people too. We're going to talk about them. The alien. Whoa. Buzz buzz. Oh no, some mutilated. We don't want to look at that. Wolf, panther creature, bulletproof wolf. Fox? Question mark. Bulletproof wolf. Known among the Bigelow insiders as Toby. It's Toby, the bulletproof wolf. A strange humming noise was reported seeing this when they saw this UFO. That's just old Toby. There's a lot of pictures on here. There's your evidence. Okay. What? What is this? A strange object. Maybe there's some videos too on the YouTubes. We'll get into our next creepy thing. There's a whole channel devoted to this thing. Skinwalker Ranch. Crypto creature. It's a strange crypto creature. Gordon Ramsay. Not sure what I'm looking at here. Okay. let's get into the next one. Let's get into the next one. The Black-Eyed Kids, the chilling legend. And it came from Texas, the Black-Eyed Kids. They're freaky. Hey, they're having a gun sale, too. Guns.com. So you can shoot one of these black-eyed kids when they come near you. Texans, they're getting ready for Halloween. Be aware of the black-eyed kids. There's dozens of stories of them. Kids with completely blacked out eyes arrive at someone's home or vehicle, knock on the door, and insist upon being let inside. Anyone encountering them begins to feel an overwhelming sense of dread. The children between 6 and 16 appear normal. Sometimes their clothing is outdated. In extremely unusual instances, people have reported talon-like feet. Oh no. They look normal except for their black eyes. So, the first sighting of these came from Brian Bethel, 1996, journalist from Abilene, Texas. He describes a late evening out in his vehicle. He stopped in a parking lot near in a movie theater to write a check. That's what you had to do back then. Let's get it started. He had to write a check to go see a movie. He was so absorbed in writing his check he didn't notice a kid tapped on the window, rolled down the window, and had a soul-racking fear. He couldn't understand it. The Hat Man. We're going to talk about the Hat Man, too. Hat Man 2. The older boy said that he and his brothers wanted to catch a movie, but they had forgotten their money. He said, "Here, I'll give you a check." A blank check. How much did movies cost back then? $5? They assured him it wouldn't take long, so they wanted a ride. They were just two kids. They didn't have a gun, but you can get a gun with the election day sale. Guns.com. Official sponsor of. And these days, it costs at least $50 to afford a snack. That's right. Man, you have to take out a small business loan to go to the movie theaters. Alright, so he found it unnerving, noted that the last showing of the film they wanted to see had already started. The movie would be over by the time he could go get them their ride. What movie were they going to go see? We're going to go see Men in Black. Independence Day. In his account of the incident, he stated that when he broke eye contact with them, his fear became all-encompassing. It wasn't until he broke eye contact that their eyes became completely blacked out. And the older boy began getting frustrated. And he said that they couldn't get into the car unless Bethel said it was okay. And then he drove off. But he still stands by his story. It's easy to disbelieve the story, and you can go on Creepypasta and read all kinds of stories about it. But his story was before the websites. A lot of people came forward about their black-eyed kids encounter. There are some stories from 1950. And there was a movie, of course. We hear about some of these stories. It all started in Texas. Black-eyed kids, and there's some of them in England too. The eyes are completely black. Wow. There's one in France. We come from France. They saw mysterious figures, and they're 4 feet tall, and they had black eyes. U.S. Marine receives a knock at his door. He had a strange encounter with the black-eyed children near the barracks. Oh no. They only come out when you're watching a movie. Expecting it to be his roommate, He saw the sight of 2 small children. He was filled with dread. He should have took out his gun and said, "Get out of here. I'm a Marine." They were rattling the doors. They wanted to get into the barracks. Wow. Carrie Kisner. I believe it. Saw Fergie in the Super Bowl. Come on, it's just a kid. Black-eyed ghost. Woman lets black-eyed children into her home. Oh no. Report from the internet. She lived in Vermont and they were having a blizzard. They went to Dairy Queen. So she went to answer the door. There was no vehicle. The banging on the door. The children stood, looking to be about 8 years old. The woman recalled that they were not dressed for the cold conditions. She invited them inside. And the cats were afraid of the kids, and they were hissing at the children. So she gave them some cocoa. Our parents will be home soon. She came into the room with the cocoa. She noticed their eyes were black when she gave them the cocoa. Dang, they wanted to use the bathroom after that. Moments later, her husband's nose began to bleed and the power went out. She noticed both children standing at the end of the hall. Oh crap, our parents are here. And they went out the front door. She went to close the door. She saw the children getting into a black car as 2 tall men dressed in suits stood next to it. They too entered the vehicle and drove away. What? And then her husband had cancer. Oh no. And she had nosebleeds. Whoa. Man, that's got to be legit. The black-eyed kids. It sounded like they got in the car with the men in black. Here come the men in black. Spooky, creepy pasta. That's what that is. We did Skinwalker Ranch. Black-eyed kids. There's one. What? This is a real video of some black-eyed kids. Spooky, scary Sunday. Wow! Dang. Okay. That was a real video. Now let's go to the next one. The black-eyed children.
I'm going to film behind the scenes now, so...
And they even went to England.
You have to tell me where to go. So we're at Cannock Chase. We're returning to film our Halloween special.
The black-eyed
Now, last time
kids.
we was here, me and John came completely on our own. Experienced some pretty weird stuff. Now, a lot of you have probably heard about it because this place is known worldwide for the black-eyed child sightings, which are supposed to be these highest form of evil, the demonic beings that are plaguing this entire area in these woods, and people just on days out cycling, walking the dogs are seeing them all the time. And a lot of people are saying they're demonic and they're trying to lure people into the woods. And honestly, this footpath we're actually walking down now is one of the areas where she's sighted.
Spooky as hell.
It's just so creepy. We've already heard like weird noises, weird like things. It's just weird. It's just a weird area, completely weird. It's supposedly the paranormal hotspot of the UK. There's been UFO sightings, werewolf sightings, ghost sightings, demonic sightings, satanic rituals.
The highest
you
form
name
of
it,
evil.
it's happened here. And this place is just absolutely terrifying. What do you think then, John?
Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm just saying, like, I wonder why they chose to come here to do all the rituals and all the things that are inside UFOs and pigmen and werewolves.
Pigman?
Yeah.
There's a big book about it, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just a weird place though. Like, I heard something thrown when we were filming a minute ago.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
It's weird.
That was weird.
Seems active. Can't wait to get the spirit box on and see what we get through there.
Yeah, because when we was actually here before, we didn't do the spirit box in this area, did we?
No.
So it'll be interesting to see what voices we get.
There's too many people around last time, but there's no one tonight.
I see some black-eyed children.
Do you think it's going to be good then, David?
Yeah, I do. I keep hearing little pitter-patter footsteps while I'm walking. And then when I stop, there's a little bit as if it's stopping just after me.
Yeah.
There's stuff going on around here already.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, on our last filming here, we didn't actually go in the correct area that we believed was where the black-eyed children were being sighted. But this time we found the exact footpath where she's been sighted. And honestly, compared to the place we went to before, it's just it's so creepy.
Is that a UFO?
And this is going to be
sounds like
crazy night. So you better get ready for this episode on Halloween, guys. That's if I survive the night.
I gotta check out this episode. Did they see the black-eyed children? Well, maybe I need to go back to that. Haunted Finders. Oh no, he died. Haunted Finders, black-eyed children. Here's another one. Caught out live on the news of a black-eyed children. Oh, we're skipping frames left and right. That's no good. Let's see if we can see the black-eyed children in this video. Oh, they're on the scene of a fatal accident. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Children, la la la. It's the black-eyed children coming for you. Oh crap. They're everywhere. There's one. Ah! Oh, freaky. There they are. The black-eyed children. Wow, get away from it. It's gonna get you. They burn. The black-eyed children burned down my she shed.
I want you to show this to your two children. Now, you remember I've been telling you now over a year and a half about these little black-eyed babies. Remember me telling you that, Jessica?
Yeah.
Well, I want you to know the 29th of last month, they came and got me again. The aliens did. Hang on just a minute. They came and got me, the 29th. They're teaching me their language. Would you like to hear it? Yes, you would. Are you ready for it? I can teach you and your children if you want me to. After I ask them it's okay. What? No, it's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. What do you think about that? That's good. Now let me...
We got a subscription. Manderson subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 18 months. Whoa! Thanks for subscribing. The black-eyed children. She knows the black-eyed children language or something.
Their language. Would you like to hear it? Yes, you would. Are you ready for it?
Yes,
I can teach you and your children if you want me to. After I ask them it's okay. What? No, it's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, you're going to get it. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that?
That's good. Now let me see it.
He's trying to do a viral video. That channel's called Crazy Aunt Mary.
Corner.
Oh, okay. Let's get to that in a second. Oh man, what do you think about that? Crazy Aunt Mary. She's crazy. Talking about the black-eyed kids. I don't even know. She's crazy. Alright. You got any more black-eyed kids stuff? We're just blazing through these today. Some creepy stories. Bizarre. Yep, the Black-Eyed Kids, everyone. Check them out. Harold Meets the Devil. They're the most evilest form of evil of all. And there's someone at the gas station. Darkness Radio. The power went out. And there's even a movie about it. This guy was taking his break in the night shift, and he noticed two teenagers across the street. They finished his cigarette and went inside. The intercom buzzed, and he could see the black-eyed children. Freaky. Nightly smoke turns into strange sighting. A lot of people smoking. There's a lot of smoking on this episode. The skinwalkers are smoking, and everyone's smoking and seeing stuff. The smoke man. Black-eyed children. It's pretty creepy. The BEs. They've been popping up all across the internet. Wes Craven's new movie. Alright, so we've read all about those. Looks like one of the little rascals there. Spanky. La 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 la. Okay. Black-eyed kids. What is this one? Oh, the black-eyed children of Conic Chase. Alleged sighting. That was the video we watched with HFTV. I want to see if they have. I want to see their. See what their video is. If they have another encounter video. Do 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 do. Here's the full vid. Do 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 do. My thing's running slow today. What the hell's going on with this? I think the Serpents Sons bogged down my system today. It's 31 minutes. Of course. Ghost hauntings. That's pretty creepy.
Tonight, the Haunted Finders team are going to investigate Cannock Chase in Staffordshire, one of the UK's paranormal hotspots, known for the recent black-eyed child sightings, the Slender Man sightings, werewolves and UFOs. What will we uncover when we investigate this amazing, historic, and truly terrifying location?
This place is like the Skinwalker Ranch of England. One team. Go in search of the black-eyed kids. Wow. Haunted Finders. All new.
No potholes. So right now, we're entering the actual Cannock Chase woods, and it's one of the densest places I've been to personally. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really creepy at night.
Literally, in some of these parts here, the trees are that close together, and
that's pretty creepy.
Dense. It's literally like pitch black. It's like nighttime in certain parts of the woods. We're actually near the Birches Valley area of Cannock Chase, where the black-eyed child was spotted in early 2014 and late 2014. So what we're actually going to do tonight is conduct spirit box sessions, different sorts of experiments in different locations of Cannock Chase to try and come up against the black-eyed child, the Slender Man that's been sighted here. And hopefully we'll find something tonight and come up with some evidence for you guys. But I can truly say this area
here, it's freaky as hell.
It's pretty creepy in the day, and obviously we have to watch out for natural noises as well. But There is
You gotta
definitely
watch
something
out for
here,
Slender
and I'm
Man.
sure we're gonna catch some.
Slenderman. We must watch out for the Slenderman. That is freaky. I don't want to go out there at night. Those creepy trees.
Down that path
Slenderman.
then to the left-hand side, I just saw something like thin and black.
What?
I'm not even lying now. I'm tripping out. Right, so we're just in the car. It's now pitch black.
Slenderman.
And we're about to commence our investigation. Feeling a bit nervous about this one. The place is
It's got some neck tats.
scary and pitch black. Like the
flippin'
woods,
freaky,
half
man.
these woods here are literally pitch black, even in the day. So me and John on our own entering them in the pitch black. I am ready for it.
These guys are he's scared of the dark.
Are you, John?
Yeah, I'm just getting zipped up because it's
He looks
cold out
excited.
now. Dark. But yeah, I'm ready for it now.
Yeah. So let's go. Right, guys, so we've just come into an area of Birches Valley, Cannock Chase, literally in the pitch black in these middle of these woods. I tell you now, this place is truly terrifying. And me and
Sounds
John
like
again
you
are
can
running
hear
up the
like the road or something, like cars driving
we're
by.
going to start our investigation now and see if we can come up with anything, see if we can catch the black-eyed child or any of the other paranormal beings that have been sighted here.
Where's the team?
So let's go.
Let's go, guys. It's freaking scary as frick, man.
Is there a child here? Have you been seen?
No children here.
What are you? Can you come and talk to us? We don't mean you any harm. We just want to know why you're here.
Why are you here?
If you are here, people have said that they've seen you. Can you come forward, please? Come forward.
They
and
need the
let us know you're
Xbox
here.
Connect in this thing.
Come and talk into
Then
the
they
cameras.
would see all kinds of stuff.
Come and do something around us, make a noise. People have heard you giggling. Can you laugh for us, please, so we can hear you? Come on, do something.
Come on, do something.
Prove that you're here. Do something around us. So at the moment, we're
They're
on
not.
one of the footpaths where
They're not doing
a black-eyed
anything.
girl has been seen. What are you doing?
What?
I heard something behind me when you was looking
I
there.
know, I just seen something. I don't know if it was your...
Seen something. Yeah.
Anybody want some of that candy?
There's movement in them trees.
Wow. It's a Bigfoot in the trees.
It's right now. We're on one of the paths where she's
Anybody
been
want
seen.
some of that candy?
And I keep hearing weird things behind me, and John's just seen something as I heard it. We're basically trying to get like a communication with her if she's here. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really on edge right now.
Looks like a
Like there's
black-eyed
something,
kid.
like, following us or watching us. Do you?
Something
I
candy.
just feel, yeah, feel a bit weird. I don't know what that was I just seen.
I heard something as you like looked to the side of me.
Could be
Is that
a.
you? Can you walk towards us? Come and do something if that was you?
Come on, do
We
something.
don't mean you any harm, don't be scared.
Do something.
I'm shaking.
I know, I'm scared.
I'm flipping shaking.
What the flip?
Listen.
What?
What the hell was that, John? What was that?
I don't
Sounded
hear
like-
anything.
A girl screaming.
What?
Oh shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't
Is
hear
there light down
anything.
there? Is that a bike?
It's an orb. They're freaking out.
What sort of light is it?
Tom, you see what I'm on about? Come here.
What?
Oh shit, yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
It's a
Can't
haunted
it's night
bike?
vision.
What is that, John?
It's like a candlelight.
Might be candlelights in the woods.
Orb.
Look, it's flickering.
Look.
Turn night vision off.
Look, you can see it. Don't see anything.
Can you see it?
Oh my god. We're skipping frames left and right. Scared.
Wait. The fuck is that?
I don't see anything.
No.
Turn up the exposure, man. What
That is
the
weird.
hell?
Wasn't there before, was it?
All
You hear
right.
me talking?
I didn't see anything.
You try and show yourself like you've showed yourself to others before us.
Okay. I don't think they found the black-eyed kids on this episode. But that was kind of fun. Let's check out something about the Men in Black. Bum bum bum. Here come the Men in Black. Bum bum bum. That's our next creepy entity on the creepy entity episode of the Cool Stream, baby.
The Cool Stream.
Man, this music is getting me too relaxed over here. The black-eyed kids, and now the Men in Black. So it's kind of interesting. The story, where the Men in Black story come from, it didn't come from Hollywood. Let's see, it actually came from a guy here who reported Men in Black, MIB, they're ultra-secret agents associated with FBI, CIA. Some ufologists postulate that they're not actually from Earth. The whole story started with this guy, Albert Bender, in Pennsylvania. So he was served in the Army, World War II. He was honorably discharged. He relocated to Bridgeport. The MIB visited his home. He was the chief timekeeper at Acme Shear Company, the world's largest manufacturer of scissors. That's kind of crazy. His home that he lived in had all these different chiming clocks. Every 15 minutes, one of his clocks would go off. And a cacophony of timepieces. He was an eccentric guy. He had a collection of monstrosities, shrunken heads, and his own outsider art. And he had a creepy house that he lived in. And he loved ghost stories and different things like that. He dubbed his attic room the Chamber of Horrors. He reported different flying saucers. Let's see. His appreciation coincided with publicized flying saucer sightings. He formed one of America's first UFO organizations, 1952. Organized the International Flying Saucer Bureau. Eddie Rickenbacker was an honorary member. The famous bass guitar. Albert Einstein declined invitation. Bender was the president. So, the headquarters was in his house. Let's see. Another guy who worked at the scissor factory was also the president, or the vice president, Kringle. And they had a quarterly journal called the Space Review. Different newsletters about UFO sightings and the different theories and things. So he started his organization, and different things started plaguing him. Ill health, phone calls, telepathic messages. And there were different sightings over Connecticut. He thought he was being watched in the movie theater. Everything's happens around the movie theater. A strange man with glowing eyes was observing him. He repeated he was telepathically hypnotized and levitated. But then there was a sickening odor in his attic. So he blended his research with mental telepathy. So he, in his magazine, the Space Review, he came up with a thing. He wanted people to memorize and recite a saying, a letter His goal is to connect with alien life using thought projection of hundreds of members of the flying saucer thing. World Contact Day, C-Day, 1953. Now this is kind of interesting. Have you ever heard that Carpenter song, Calling Occupants? It was originally a cover of a song by the band Klaatu. And the lyrics are from his telepathic message that he wanted everyone to recite, calling occupants of interplanetary craft. Calling occupants of interplanetary craft that have been observing our planet Earth. We of the IFSB wish to make contact with you. We are your friends. 20 years later, Canadian prog rock band Klaatu incorporated the words into a haunting anthem. And then the Carpenters, New Haven natives, provided their own version of the song. It's still World Contact Day is still observed by UFO enthusiasts March 15th. Check out this song, Calling Occupants. So that's kind of cool. Cool song. So his message did not go over well. He was visited in his home by 3 men dressed in black. They looked like clergymen. They wore hats similar to the Homburg style. The notorious Men in Black, always in 3, made it clear to Bender that he was immediately stopped talking about the UFOs. Communicated telepathically, stop publishing. The MIB, the Men in Black. They confiscated copies of Space Review. In their wake, a yellow fog materialized. Oh no. The smell of sulfur. He was scared to death. He was repeatedly visited by the MIB. And he always went to the library. His accounts of the MIB, reviewing the old microfilms of the Bridgeport Sunday Herald. Mystery visitors halt research. The 3 men in dark suits flashed credentials showing them to be the representative of a higher authority. The reporter interpreted them as government officials. Ahoy. And of course you know the Project Blue Book that there were FBI guys out there researching flying saucers. So maybe it was the government. Maybe the MIB were out there in their black suits trying to get him to stop his flying saucer bureau. The final issue is released in 1953. The mystery of the flying saucers is no longer a mystery. We would like to print the full story, but we've been advised not to do so. They knew too much about flying saucers. Another IFSB member, Gary Barker. He also wrote about the Men in Black. Flying Saucers and the 3 Men. Albert Bender, he wrote a book. We gotta check out that book. The Dark Suited Visitors. Dang, he passed away in 2016. Holy crap, the guy was old. 94. The MIB. And there's let's see, Gary Barker was one of them. I thought there was something else about something. Oh, here it is. Gary Barker. He's a guy. He was involved with the UFOs. He was, according to them, he is in West Virginia's famous hoaxer. So he talked about, he claimed he'd been abducted, and here's some of his UFO models. This is the guy that wrote about MIB. His early tales have been the basics for the Men in Black and the Mothman blockbuster movies. Barker interviewed people about the Flatwoods Monster. Remember that from one of the other episodes? It appeared in Fate magazine. And so then he joined up with Albert Bender. So it's kind of interesting. Jammin'. So the Flatwoods Monster from West Virginia, this guy, Bender, he's connected to the MIB. They knew too much about flying saucers. And then came the Mothman. He connected with the... Barker connected the bridge point, the Silver Bridge collapse, with the Mothman. And then John Keel came in here. John Keel, the Mothman guy, he invented the abbreviation MIB for Men in Black. So he was friends with John Barker, the Flatwoods Monster, Men in Black. It's all connected back in the 60s. It's kind of cool. And he was also involved with movies. Something about movies and paranormal stuff. And you gotta watch the Mothman Prophecies. Mothman? I gotta check out the Mothman Prophecies. The Die-Hard Fanatics. Man. So, there's a section of this library is filled with his UFO magazine, articles, letters, and photos. The Gary Barker Room. I gotta go check out this library and check out all the UFO magazines. Anyway, all these UFO guys are connected from back in the 60s and the 50s. That's when it all started. MIB, Flatwoods Monster, Mothman. Is it all starting to make sense? Watched a doc about the Mothman. Here come the Men in Black. They have an Eastern European look. Strange eyes, sometimes covered in sunglasses. They're like the grown-up, black-eyed kids. John Keel. He had his Men in Black lectures in 1986. Interesting how it's all connected, huh? With the red and yellow yarn. Let's see, I think there's some videos of the Men in Black. Here come the Men in Black. On CCTV.
Right, now he's walking. Now he's walking.
Wow.
Walking around.
Wow. It's creepy.
She still hasn't noticed him yet. There he is.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now they're talking. Now they're talking.
That's Slender
Okay, so
Man.
now she shook her head. She's pointing her finger. I don't know if she's giving him directions or telling him to leave.
And I bet the Men in Black guy, he probably sounds like this. He probably sounds like this. Agent 47.
Now watch. Now she's going. Now she gets the office gun. So it's obvious that she doesn't feel comfortable.
She's freaked out. Oh, she's got a
watch
gun.
His hand. Watch his hand.
Wait, she's got a gun.
Then she turns around and puts it down on the counter.
Oh no,
points at her. So
brainwashing
she goes to her purse, and I paused it right here. And that's a camera. She got a camera out of her purse.
What? She had a gun.
And then she walks around.
Here comes the Men in Black.
So she completely changed.
What? First she was gonna blow his head off.
Demeanor.
Well, now she's friends with the Men in Black. What the hell is this?
So keep in mind, she left the gun right here on the counter. We found that when we got back, but she also left her purse.
Why does she have a gun?
She left her purse right there. She didn't take anything with her. She doesn't have her phone with her. Her identification. Nothing. Nothing went with her.
Why is it whispering?
This is very bizarre. It's
weird.
Not like Nicole to do this.
Who's Nicole?
Not. There's something going on here. Like I said, I don't know who I'm going to send this to. But this needs to be known about. Somebody needs to do something about this. Nobody knows where she is.
The frick?
Nobody has any idea. Like I said, since 2 o'clock, 2:30 yesterday. She's been gone.
Oh no.
So now I have it documented. And I have the footage I'm gonna do something about it. I have leftover.
Maybe it was the Serpents Sons that
figure something out.
are involved with the Men in Black.
This needs to be seen. This needs to get out. This cannot be hidden.
What do you think?
Needs to be on YouTube.
Due to the appearance of the strange man, many people online have come to the conclusion that this is an actual sighting of the infamous Men in Black, who are said to be the ones who keep witnesses of strange events quiet about what they have seen. Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. After watching this footage, several very large questions remain. Where is Nicole, and what was on the camera that she gave to the strange man? If you have any information regarding this video, we would love to hear from you. We recently...
This should be on Unsolved Mysteries. Apex TV actually interviewed Nicole. Sounds fake. Condom. They were just checking pictures. Weird. It's the guy from Hitman. What? The Men in Black. Do I got any other? Here's this is a good one. This is the other Men in Black video. Here come the Men in Black. Speaking of movies, it's got about 1 million subscribers. Here come the Men in Black. They're at Niagara Falls. There they are. Here come the Men in Black. Freaky. There they are. Walking into the hotel.
The concept of the Men in Black wasn't just an idea for some Hollywood writer with a love for aliens. They're an urban legend that have been spoken about for years. Whether it's mind wipes or alien encounters, the MIB are always close behind. And today, we're covering the top 5 craziest Men in Black encounters. And this is interesting. Number 5.
This is
interesting. Caught on camera. This story begins back in 2008. 2 UFO sightings were reported by employees at the Niagara Falls Hotel in Canada. Apparently, they saw a large silent triangle spaceship that hovered directly over the Niagara Falls and then slowly moved away. This can actually be backed up by a report in a local newspaper called Niagara This Week. According to the witnesses, the craft had a bright light on the front and a pulsing red light on the bottom, and it was around 50 feet above the hotel. A week later, a second UFO was seen. It was the same triangular shape as the first, but much higher and faster moving.
There were UFOs
Later on,
sighted.
2 men appeared. 2 of the legendary Men in Black. Unlike many other encounters with the MIB, this was caught on a surveillance camera. You can very clearly see the 2 of them walking through the front door of the hotel. The staff said that the 2 men asked for the hotel manager and then asked other staff about the UFO sightings. According to the bellman at the front of the hotel, they were odd looking. They were very tall and were the same height. They were wearing the exact same clothes and had the exact same face, almost as if they were identical twins. They also both had very pale skin. The day after the MIB showed up, the tour guide who was stationed at the hotel said the 2 men said strange things that she didn't understand, and they also talked about the government and conspiracies. They were also pretty scary, because they supposedly had no facial hair, which included eyebrows and eyelashes, and their hair looked like it was nothing more than a wig attached to their hats. They even had very big, very blue eyes.
They spoke the
Supposedly
black-eyed
didn't
kids'
blink
language.
a single time. Number 4. The library. Once upon a time, a folklore professor at the University of Pennsylvania was reading a book on UFOs in the university's library.
And then the
He
Men in
didn't
Black
actually have
showed
an interest
up.
in the subject of UFOs, but it had been recommended to him by a colleague, so he thought he should read it anyway. Eventually, while he was reading, he noticed a leg and a shoe out of the corner of his eye, and before he knew it, there was a man in black, sitting in the chair in front of him. Immediately, the man asked Peter Rodzowicz whether he had seen any UFOs, or if he was interested in the phenomena. The professor replied that he hadn't seen one, and he wasn't even interested in the subject. Here, the man in black became angry. He shouted that flying saucers were the most important fact of the century, and asked if the professor was truly not interested. Peter tried to calm him.
He was mad that he wasn't
but
interested
he
in
would not have any of
UFOs.
it, and instead stood up, placed his hand on Peter's shoulder, and said, "Go well on your purpose," and then just left. Obviously, Peter was pretty shocked. He was frightened by the man and got up to leave himself. He walked towards the stacks where the reference librarians usually sat, but they weren't there.
They were
Neither were the guards at the
dead.
front of the building. In fact, he was the only person in the library, and once more, he was terrified. He went and sat back down, and in an hour, everything was back to the way it should be, with people all over the library. Number 3. The Hopkins encounter.
Man,
Dr. Herbert
didn't know there were
Hopkins
so many of
once
these.
worked as a consultant on a
This
UFO
is
case in
interesting.
Maine. One evening, he received a phone call from a man who said he was an activist in the UFO community. The caller asked if they could visit Hopkins to discuss the case,
UFOs.
and only minutes later, he arrived.
That's crazy.
The man was wearing a black suit and a black tie, and he had strange facial expressions with no hair or eyebrows and very pale skin. From the moment the man entered Hopkins' home, his dog started barking erratically. The visitor questioned Hopkins about the UFO case, and then things got even
Things got
stranger.
weirder than
The man
that.
stated that there were 2 coins in Hopkins' pocket, which there were, and then asked him to remove
Said, I want
one.
my coins.
I can't stop buying crypto. Then the MIB agent told Hopkins to watch the coin closely. Immediately, it began
magic
to
trick.
almost ripple in and out of
the
existence,
hell?
before eventually disappearing altogether. According to the MIB, the coin would never be seen on this plane again. The man in black then changed the
doing
topic.
magic.
He asked Hopkins if he had ever heard of the UFO abductee, Barney Hill. Hopkins
Barney
had.
Hill.
The
We know
man
about
had
him.
died not too long ago. According
and
to the
Barney.
MIB, Barney no longer had a heart, just as Hopkins no longer had
Holy
a coin.
crap.
The MIB then gently recommended that Hopkins should destroy all the material he had related to the UFO case. Hopkins did as he was asked. Number 2. The Solway Spaceman.
Oh,
Jim
this is a good
Templeton
one.
took his daughter's photo
This is a
in
good one. The Spaceman. This is gonna be next on our creepy guy roundup. The Spaceman.
1964. It was only his daughter in the viewfinder, so imagine
then
his
he saw the
surprise when he saw the
Spaceman.
developed photo and there was a humanoid figure dressed all in white, standing right behind his daughter's head. The film was looked at by experts at Kodak and verified as authentic. Not long after the story
And then
went
the
public,
Men in Black
it was
showed
visited
up.
by 2 supposed government agents who called themselves Number 9 and Number 10.
Number
They
9.
demanded to see the photo and then questioned Jim about the event. When he said he didn't personally see the figure, the men became angry and stormed away, never to be seen again. The creepiest thing about this story is actually what happened even later, and it's
What?
nothing to do with the Men in Black he was contacted by. Jim was contacted by 2 employees at a missile launch pad in Australia. Apparently, they saw 2 figures that resembled the figure in his daughter's photo on launchpad security footage. The missiles that were at that site had been constructed and sold only 20 miles away from the field where Jim took his strange spaceman photo. Number
What?
1. Dan Aykroyd.
Number
Dan
one.
Aykroyd loves the supernatural.
Dan Aykroyd. Okay. Dan Aykroyd. He had some weird. He's got all kinds of UFOs, ghosts, and stuff involved with Dan Aykroyd. Man, I want to get into the spaceman. Dan Aykroyd. He's number one. Okay, we made it this far. I guess we need to see what happens to Dan Aykroyd. And we'll get to the spaceman. We've got a lot of things on the list. Let's see what happens with Dan Aykroyd.
Buster shows and movies and all sorts of other
The
things.
Ghost Busters.
And he was going to release a paranormal documentary show all of his own.
Something happened with that
the Men in
ghost.
Black stopped his plans in their tracks.
Uh-oh.
During the taping of his show, he stepped out to take a phone call from Britney Spears. She was asking him to appear on Saturday Night Live alongside her when he noticed a black Ford that was parked across the street. According to Dan, when he tried to look at the number plate, he couldn't quite read the letters. It was all fuzzy. A tall man then stepped out of the Ford, stood there, and looked straight at him, sternly, as if it were a warning. Dan turned away, just for a moment, and then looked back. Both the tall man and the car were gone. 2 hours later, Dan received another call, this time from the team that he was working with to help create his paranormal TV show. The show had been cancelled.
Oh,
Were the two
no.
events related, or was it all a coincidence? Dan
The show
says
had been
he thinks the two
cancelled.
events were linked, and that the man in black he saw was supposed to act as a warning. And though some doubt his claims, he says he knows what he saw, and it wasn't normal. If you've watched this video all the way to the end, I just want to give you a huge thanks. It means a lot that you've clearly enjoyed enough to watch it the whole way through. What do you think of this?
What do you think? It was crazy cool. This is interesting. Okay. That was interesting. I want to talk about the spaceman. The Cumberland spaceman. All these creepy stuff happening in England on this episode.
A space-like being strangely appears in a father's photo of his daughter in Cumberland, UK. Shortly after, the father was allegedly visited by men wearing black suits whom tried to convince him the picture showed nothing.
There's a spaceman.
It was an ordinary day in 1964. Jim Timberton was taking photos of his daughter with his new Kodak camera in Burgh Marsh in Cumberland, UK. Jim did notice one strange thing though.
Oh no,
All
cattle
the animals
mutilations.
in the area were acting very erratic, like something weird was going on, like they knew something. Other than that, he swore that absolutely no one else was even in the vicinity of the area. No one. Thinking nothing of the animal's behavior, or really of anything else, Jim had his photos developed. Three
third photo
key
is not
photos
public
were in
domain.
question. All three photos were taken at around the same angle, at basically the same time. But strangely, a man who appears to be in some sort of spacesuit appears in one of the photos.
Spaceman.
And very close behind Jim's daughter. This was impossible, as Jim would have noticed such an oddly dressed figure, especially near his daughter so close by. But he never did. Even more strange was that the being didn't show up on any of the other photographs whatsoever. Shortly after, Jim was allegedly approached by, quote, men in black,
MIB.
whom tried to convince him that he really saw nothing in the photo and nothing was out of the ordinary. To this day, no one knows what the figure in the space-like suit is or was or how it got there, especially so close by. Jim would have noticed it.
The spaceman.
Even more eerily, shortly after this incident, Jim was contacted by an organization known as the Blue Streak Missile Project in Australia, whom told Jim that they had seen similar looking figures around the launch pad after an aborted launch. No traces of the beings were found. This happened on the exact same day Jim took his photographs.
What did the spaceman
Jim also
want with
learned that the
missiles?
rockets for the Blue Streak Missile Project in Australia were, coincidentally or not, being manufactured about 25 miles east of where Jim had taken his
Big
pictures
Jim.
in the UK.
What?
Crave more strange mysteries? Subscribe and learn more of what you probably shouldn't.
Oh no, I'm gonna subscribe. Our government has been in contact. And we got a video of someone debunking the spaceman photo. So this is kind of an interesting photo analysis of the spaceman. The Cumberland spaceman photo. Do a Google search. It was creepy. And this guy's gonna debunk it for us. I want the Men in Black are gonna come visit me. So he's gonna look at the photo. They're gonna come take my laptop. It's got information on it regarding the spaceman. It's an old white man in a white jacket. It's not a doll head. Okay, at some point he's gonna start talking. And you're pretty close there. Seeing a man in white. But is this the case? Is it a man in black? Is the photo gold? Is the dress gold or blue? Okay. It could be someone standing there. Dun, da, da, da. Someone standing with their back to the camera. It's an inverted negative image. You can see something there. A cord or strap hanging across the shoulder. It's a hood. It's a hooded man, the cloaked man. Okay, and he found some pictures of hooded jackets. So I think it's someone with a hood. Someone came with a jacket, came behind, and then was not noticed at the time. Could have walked over the ridge and out of sight. And his light meter is off, so the light is all messed up, and that's why it looks like that. It's not a spaceman at all. Well, there we go. That proves it. Okay, let's get to... This is kind of interesting. These are some creepy guys.
This is the portion of the show where we give Marcy nightmares
Michigan
for the rest of the
monsters.
week. This morning, watch if you dare. We're continuing our special series of reports, Michigan Monsters. Today, we're taking a look at a mysterious creature unique to West Michigan. News Channel 3's Aaron Dimmick joins us with who you should watch out for. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Kirk. They're called melonheads. These little people
The
with
melonheads
are said to creep around the woods of Allegan County. Stories of how they got there differ, but one thing's for sure, they've scared a lot of people.
Howie, have you ever seen a melonhead?
I can kind of see if you're there by yourself or with one other person and you start hearing noises that you're not used to hearing, that your imagination will start to run wild with you.
Or it could be a melonhead. The vast network of trails surrounding the
heard of
Felt
the
Mansion and
Lemonheads, the
Saugatuck Dunes
Melonheads?
State Park are said to be haunted by this mysterious band of creatures.
You do hear stories of older people that said, well, back when I was a teenager in the 1950s, you know, we would be out and we'd see glowing eyes in the woods.
See the Melonheads.
We might see something.
Some people believe the Melonheads live in an underground series of tunnels, sometimes jumping out to attack people or eat them.
What?
There are lots of different stories about how these little monsters got here. They all have to do with people who have hydrocephalus.
Oh, no.
It's a real condition. Excess fluid in the brain causes the head to grow. The stories say the melon-headed children lived at an asylum near the Felt Mansion.
And there was a doctor that was there, and
Melonheads.
so he had the children and he started conducting experiments on them.
The Melonheads revolted.
He's just having
killing
fun.
him, eating him, and going into the woods where they supposedly are today.
Scott Kuykendall of the Allegan County Historical Society says there's no hard evidence that any of this ever happened. There was never an asylum in the area. However, there was a prison.
It's fun if you look at the stories and look at the time frames. It kind of fits into what the fears were at the time.
People were afraid
There could be
of
a more
people
simple
that
explanation.
had
The Felt
diseases
Mansion
that
was
made
once
them look
used as a
different.
Catholic school, and that caused some tension.
The local town folk referred to them as melonheads because they were considered smarter. It was a negative, obviously. They thought that they came from money and that they were rich and they had big heads because they were so smart.
It seems that every town has a scary story to tell, and that can get people interested in the world around them.
So for us, it's fantastic because we're able to draw them in with the interest of the paranormal, and at the same time, they're able to learn about the history of the county.
The Melonheads.
There you have it. Watch out for those Melonheads. I know, Marcy, you're kind of scared of them.
I've walked that trail before in the winter. I've not seen any melonheads. So thank you. You kind of put my fears to rest there with the Catholic school children explanation. That's something to be scared of,
Did
right?
you hear any voices when you were?
I'm always
I'm just
hearing
asking.
voices. Just kidding.
I'm concerned.
Next week, I'm going to have a story that may keep you away from the beach this summer. I'm just ruining everything.
Yeah, what gives, Aaron?
It's the Michigan Monsters. They're everywhere.
Michigan Monsters.
Heading back.
The Melon Sharks.
Fishing today.
Here we go. Some more Melonheads.
I've been hearing some weird things out here.
Hearing some Melonheads.
I don't know. It's just my imagination. Just keep going.
Wow. Some wild dogs out there.
Anybody want some of that candy?
What was that?
It's a Melonhead. Is it a Melonhead? Oh no, that's where the Melonheads live. In their little melon shack.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that? Some Melonheads farting. I hate these things. Okay, this is kind of weird. Note-see. This is another Melonhead video. That's a pleasant sound.
I am recording.
All right, Dracula Drive. If anybody doubts anything about melonheads, we decided to come down here for a look, and that's what we found right in the middle of the road. Now pan down the road so they can see that we're on the road.
Same spot. I seen them 20 years ago.
Okay, that's good.
That's proof. Melonheads. That proves it. Truth, there's Melonheads everywhere.
This is a story of the Melonheads. You decide, urban legend or truth.
This is in Cleveland.
These legendary beings are said to haunt the
Hey,
woods.
Dad,
of
let's get the hell out of here.
They are described as children with bulbous heads, suffering from hydrocephalus, or water on the brain. In the late 1950s, it is said that these kids were orphans under the care of a mysterious figure known as Dr. Crow, who is said to have performed unusual experiments on the children. He was supposed to help them, but these children were abused by Crow. His attempts to fix their problem only made it worse.
Dr. Crow Medicine Show.
The experiments failed, and the kids developed large hairless heads and malformed bodies. Some died, others.
This is freaky.
Eventually, they turned on the doctor, killing him. He is believed to be buried along with some of the kids at the King Memorial Road Cemetery. The children who survived are said to have burned down the orphanage and ran away into the nearby woods. Legend holds that the Melonheads may be sighted along Wisner Road in Kirtland, but only at night. Some have seen eyes peering at them through the darkness. Others have stopped by the nearby bridge and could hear the screams of small children. Are they voices of the Melonheads? Do they roam the woods at night? Or is it all urban legend or true?
Man, he's a melonhead. This kid needs a podcast. Now he's a damn melonhead. Freaky. Man, there's a lot of weird stuff. We'll save the rest of this for another episode. The kid was a melonhead the whole time. Whew. What else did we talked about? Melonheads. We talked about the Men in Black, the Spaceman, and the Melonheads. And that one's, that one's kind of fun, I guess. Kind of weird. Let's get some better music here. We talked about Melonheads, and we talked about creepy guys. All the creepy guys. Men in Black and the Black-Eyed Children. It was freaky. Well, thanks for watching, checking us out, everybody. It's been a fun, crazy show. I need some more coffee. I'm getting tired again. Thanks for checking us out. I guess I'll figure out what I'm supposed to do about these damn Serpents Sons. Maybe we'll find out what happens on the Cool Podcast if you check that out over on Patreon.
The Cool Stream.
We'll see if we can resolve this story over there. Good night. Time for bed. Time for lunch. I'm getting hungry. Anyway, we talked about all the creepy guys and Men in Black. And we're gonna have to do something to save Mr. Rudeguy, apparently, from the damn Serpents Sons. I hate those guys. And they leave me alone. Well, it's been a fun, spooky month. Spooky days on Saturday. So enjoy that. Getting creeped out, and we'll be back in due time. We'll be back for another show, whenever that is, the 8th, I guess. Maybe I need to set up a Google Calendar. In a couple weeks, it's a bi-weekly show now. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun talking about all the creepy guys. So we'll be seeing you next time on the Cool Stream. Wow. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time on the Cool Stream. And we're going to jump on over to those credits. Their favorite credits. Whoa. Frog stack. Just under the wire, Frog Stack. Subscribe to Tier 1. Subscribe for 14 months. Thank you. And thanks for watching. What a great way to end the show. Thanks for watching.
The cool stream.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the cool stream. This was the cool stream. With Beowulf.
Beowulf. Thanks, Beowulf. Have a good one.
I can't stop on crypto.
Anybody want some of that candy?
Ooh, it's so good.
Malfunction. See the nuts toothpaste.
That is crazy. Oh my word.
You actually know what the fuck you're doing. Ooh, it's so good.
Look at that. Wow. Look at that.
Anybody want some of that candy?
It's okay. What? No, it's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, you're good.